Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast with another retro review. This one for Final Destination 2, movie from 2003. Uh, this film is rated R with a runtime of an hour and 30 minutes. So I've been rewatching these Final Destination movies. I started off with Final Destination 3 for because my buddies over at the They Made Another One podcast were talking about it, and it's from what I remembered it's my favorite of the films. Um, as of recording of this video, I've watched one, two, and three, or rewatched them. It remains my favorite. So today we'll be talking about Final Destination 2, as of the recording of this as well. The Rotten Tomato scores of critics 48%, audience 58%. I think both of those scores are pretty fair. I think these movies go kind of a long way if you really are into like all this Final Destination nonsense. That really adds a lot of value to rewatching these films. I will say, so far, this is definitely better than the first one. Go check out my review for the first one. I don't think it's quite as good as the third one, so I love that going back and revisiting these, I can see how the franchise was improving. I don't know if that'll hold up for when we look at the other two films later on, but let's talk about Final Destination 3 for now. This movie is directed by David R. Ellis, written by J. McKay Gruber, Eric Bress, and Jeffrey Reddy. In this one, Kimberly has a premonition of a horrible highway accident, killing multiple people, including her and her friends. She blocks the cars behind her on the ramp from joining traffic, and as a police trooper arrives, the accident actually happens. Now, death is stalking this group of mistaken survivors, and one by one, they're dying as they were supposed to on the highway. So, as you can tell, very similar concept as the first movie. And the third one, um, I think this is the film that makes sure that you never drive behind one of those trucks with all the tree trunks or the pipes, or like those big trailers with stuff in the back. This movie stars Ali Larter coming back as the same character, Clear Rivers from the first film, AJ Cook as Kimberly Corman, and Michael Landis as Officer Thomas Burke. So there's definitely more people in the cast, but these are really the main three that we are following. So I will say, um, this movie took the thrilling concept that was introduced in the predecessor, and just clearly manages to avoid some of the pitfalls that I really did not enjoy on my rewatch of the first film. And it just manages to deliver a suspenseful experience that kind of kept everything moving forward really in a very entertaining way. One of the key strengths of this film lies in the ability to maintain the essence of the original film, uh, but it still offers a lot of fresh, inventive scenarios. I think the film takes the concept of death's design and its pursuit of those who have escaped their fates and really expands upon it in very unexpected ways. We do have Tony Todd coming back as well in this film, which was amazing to see. And just the elaborate chain of events kind of leading from one character to the other's demise, very meticulously crafted, and just like some really really bonkers stuff. Like it's interesting to see how elaborate some of these things can get. I will say, in the first film, there was a big element of almost personifying death, like if the aura of death was around. I think in this one, in subsequent uh, films, it is more subtle, whereas we know death is guiding all these things to happen, but we never like actually, there's no like weird shadows or like CGI blurriness or whatever, the all the little things that they use in the first film. So that was fun. I'm glad that I hope that they saw that that was not a very convincing way to express that, and went back and maybe changed it a little bit for this film. um, the film's pacing is great. This movie's fast. Like, these movies move very quickly, especially because the opening is just a big accident, right? I think I might even do a video of like ranking the openings of like which accident is more believable, or like something like that. Um, the characters are very straightforward. I think they just kind of try to use all sorts of like character archetypes, and hoping that people will engage or connect with some of them. Um, I think having the concept of this be strangers on a highway, also that the police is involved in a big major way, a lot more than it was last time. It's incredible to see just how much further this one took it from the first franchise, which I really enjoyed. I had a very good time with this film. The deaths were the kill scenes were excellent. Like I said, seeing Ali Larter and kind of come back in her role to kind of expand. I think there's always the idea that you want to make sure that you expand a little bit of that mythology and also give the characters a kind of a way out, or at least some hope, right? I think that's what kind of keeps them going as well. Also, the fact of how they discovered the order of events is also really interesting because you never know. This film has a really fun misdirect as well towards the end, which I really enjoyed. So, and as you can probably tell, all these films, there's no real happy ending, but they're a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoyed this one. I would have to say one of my favorite scenes is the elevator with the hand hooks. That really, the first time I saw that, I remember catching me out of nowhere. Um, and yeah, just stuff like that is very commendable. And like I said, the other part is as we get closer to the end, there's a little bit of a twist that you don't really see coming. Even though I had watched the film, I kind of forgot because they focus so heavily on like this one way out that they've realized that they found. But when that stuff, but it's really a big misdirect. So I really enjoy that. And it's just really fun to kind of keep these going. So, as of watching the first three now for these videos, I would have to say Final Destination 3 is my favorite, then 2, and then 1. So we'll do a full ranking once we're through, but you can find the other reviews on the channel. I'll also link them here in the description of this video if you want to see how I felt about the first one and the third one. I know they're not in order, but after the third one, I'll do videos for 4 and 5 in order, plus some other retro reviews. I rewatched a lot of old the horror remakes, so we'll definitely be talking more about that. We have a lot of videos coming out from the Fan Expo Dallas that I was there at. It just takes a little bit of time to put all that stuff together. And of course, as always, we have comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps. Stay tuned for a review of The Flash that should be coming out a little bit earlier. I got to watch the film in advance. Also, Transformers Rise of the Beast is doing very well on the channel, so thanks for everybody that's been watching that. So yeah, very exciting stuff. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.